Welcome again to Highly Questionable and the end for the week of the Jemele Hill experience. What do you like on today's show, Jemele?
Yeah, we'll see if I can come up with some competent sports takes because I just stopped watching Aretha Franklin's funeral about 20 seconds ago.
Totally distracted during the radio show watching Aretha Franklin stuff. Dale, papi.
Was it smart for Urban Meyer to release a statement claiming he didn't lie about Zach Smith?
I think we're all in the same place. Even if you're at Ohio State and rooting zealously to keep your football coach, you're telling Urban Meyer, will you stop talking, stop releasing statements, stop trying to add perspective, stop apologizing and stop apologizing for your apologies. Just go away for the 3 games and we can try to sort this out when you return. But Urban Meyer continues to make mess after mess, even though I understand why he'd want to defend himself, why he'd want to explain to people, hey, quit staining my name with all of this. I want to make clarifications. The want to do that, though, does not mean it's the need to do it. If you're running that organization, you need to stop talking.
And the explanations really aren't helping any. He essentially wrote an article on himself, quoting a report that a lot of people consider to be bogus. It was no exoneration or provided no excuse or rationale for anything that he did. At this point, I completely agree with you, Dan. He just needs to go away and lay low and let all of this kind of pass over, because I feel like he hasn't been able to get from up under that initial press conference where he came off sounding so tone deaf and sounding so completely naive about what was exactly happening. Ever since then, he's been trying to get out in front of this thing, and he has to realize, just take the L, be quiet, and live to fight another day, and let the results maybe try to exonerate you from this mess.
And one of the amazing things that is tone deaf about it is that you come off as if you think you're the victim. You come off as if you think you were wronged. And here's the thing. Your university, which did not want to fire you in any way, made you go away for 3 games. That's so. Stop defending it.
I'm surprised that Urban Meyer even remember if he lies. Does he have a lot of memory loss?
Medication.
That's right. We forgot about that. It's a medical issue.
Never mind what I said yesterday. I sent out a release. I don't even remember.
Does Aaron Donald's big new deal put pressure on the Raiders to sign Khalil Mack?
It sounds like a lot of money. Khalil is his name. I don't know who Khalil Mack is. Khalil is very hard to block for Oakland, though. He gets almost $90 million guaranteed. That doesn't buy you much in baseball. Homer Bailey's 1-12 this season. He's going to make more than Aaron Donald, but it's a lot of money for a defensive player, more than we've ever seen. And while Khalil Mack is great, he's not any greater than Aaron Donald. And people are talking about this contract as an outlier for the Rams, who are going all in on this season. This doesn't pressure Gruden. He's building for years, not just this year.
No, this doesn't pressure the Raiders at all, because the other factor that he has to deal with, Khalil Mack, is the fact that his coach is a $100 million coach. That's guaranteed money. And anytime you have a coach with that much financial power, that much power within the organization, it's going to be difficult to beat him in this kind of one-on-one conflict that's going on. What is interesting from a broader, big picture standpoint is with Odell Beckham Jr. getting the money he's gotten, with Aaron Rodgers getting the money that he's gotten, and now Aaron Donald, I'm starting to wonder, is this a new day for NFL players, even though essentially none of them are making even Mike Conley money?
Well, I have an advice for Khalil Mack. You know what you got to do? Stop playing football and begin playing baseball. That's the way you do it. You know what I mean? You risk less, you make a lot of money. You don't have to worry about anything. You have to worry about John Gruden anymore, and that's it. That's what you got to do.
New sport.
He's right.
That's it. Problem solved.
Right, man.
How worried should the NFL be that Colin Kaepernick's collusion case is going to trial?
Oh my God, you need to try and settle this at every turn. You do not want your owners being deposed. You don't want your owners in this situation having to answer for what is obvious to us, that Colin Kaepernick has been kept out of that league for reasons that don't have much of anything to do with football. You do not want any part of this if you're the NFL, and you want every part of it if you're Kaepernick, because no matter the settlement, given how much pride he is getting from being the person at the front of this, standing up for something by kneeling, I don't think there's a chance that you can settle with this guy. I think he wants it out in front of everybody.
Yeah, the NFL should feel very scared. I remember a few years ago when Michael Sam was drafted, there were a lot of whispers that the NFL put pressure on teams to draft Michael Sam because they feared that they would be perceived as homophobic. Well, if that was the case, they should have put the pressure on NFL owners to sign Colin Kaepernick. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in this mess. Have you noticed that at every turn, Colin Kaepernick has been able to best the most powerful sports league in this country? Every time they've tried to fight him on issues off the field, he has come out looking even better than before, and he's done it all while staying quiet and letting them expose themselves little by little.
That part's been amazing. Kaepernick has not put his name on quotes. You have not heard from him about being wronged. You've just seen that he's no longer playing the league, and silently the NFL keeps tripping over its own feet. Doesn't know how to handle the anthem issue still. Doesn't know how to handle this one either.
Is Tony Dungy right that Jalen Ramsey should stop talking?
This is from Tony Dungy's Twitter account. He's a goodwill ambassador for football, and he says that someone needs to think about telling Jalen Ramsey to pull it back. Someone needs to think about that. It appears he's thought about it. It appears that he is telling Jalen Ramsey to quiet down. Tom Coughlin is in the organization, though. Tom Coughlin has wanted this to become something other than behavior unbecoming a Jaguar, and I just don't think that you can shut up someone this excellent when he's realized I can make money and bring fame to myself at this position by simply being this kind of talker. He's too good to shut up.
No one can be surprised that Tony Dungy feels this way. We know what his mentality is, especially as an old school player and kind of a hard-nosed but yet quiet person. He, of course, is looking at Jalen Ramsey like he's grown 3 heads. But I think this is great for the game, and I think even more importantly, this is great for the Jaguars. Here you have a player that's a cornerback who's managed to make himself a national story, a compelling figure from Jacksonville. They don't write GQ profiles on players who play for the Jaguars, and he's managed to do it. And even though Tom Coughlin, also a hard-nosed, old-school guy, if you're the owner of the Jags, you've got to love this additional publicity. So embrace it while everybody is still in love with this story.
You know who Tony Dungy should give this advice to?
Who's that?
Urban Meyer.
Oh, that's right. That's good. That would be good. That is
good
it.
for
Yeah,
him.
that would be good. Zip it.
Are you surprised that Chris Bosh still hopes to play in the NBA?
That is the impression he gave Yahoo Sports, and it is surprising because this guy is a Renaissance man, because this guy is someone who believes in a lot of things outside of basketball and is deeply involved with his family, that he would risk his life, which if you read the reports, he would be risking his life by playing, and then the league would then be in a situation where it's risking one of its players dying on the court. Chris Bosh saying he still wants to play should speak to the tug of the sport, of competition, the tug of getting your identity, that he would be willing to risk all of that because he still thinks like he's got something in him.
Yeah, I feel both scared and a great deal of empathy for Chris Bosh. I'm scared because if there is a team that winds up taking a chance, every time I would see him play, if that ever happened, I'd have this fear in the back of my mind and it would be uncomfortable and difficult to watch. But I'm very empathetic to him. We forget how young Chris Bosh still is. This was a case where something was taken away from him, where he wasn't allowed to completely fulfill his destiny. When something's been taken away from you, it's much harder to deal with. It's much harder to get a grasp on what is the true reality of the situation. A lot of athletes are retired by the game and not the other way around. But in this case, at his age, with how productive he could still be today, I know it's very difficult for him to accept the fact that he may not play again.
Think what is being taken away here. This was a guy who was the player in Canada. Then he became a part of the giant spectacle and across all of sports. And now, in today's NBA, he is exactly the kind of player anybody would want because of what he can do on the perimeter, his length in guarding the perimeter. I could see why all of it would draw him back in a way that is hard to deny.
Was it unfair that the U.S. Open chair amp gave Nick Kyrgios a pep talk?
Oh, Kyrgios, I believe that G is silent there. That's okay, you understand. That's not his native tongue. You do not see this very often. He's a curious sort of player. He's an eccentric. He tanks matches. He gets accused of stuff like that. And here he's down 3-0, and the guy gets out of his chair, and even though he's supposed to be impartial, he's telling him, tennis needs you. You're better than this. And then Kyrgios goes from that to playing very well. And I love the humanity in it, the simple decency in it. But you're paid to be totally neutral. And so Roger Federer is getting upset because that doesn't appear any kind of neutral, even though it's hugely human, and anyone can understand something like this. A lost soul of tennis. This is a long talk, man.
Well, I am one who doesn't understand it, and I don't see the humanity in it. I think it's embarrassing that you would have to convince a professional athlete how to be a professional. As you mentioned, Dan, Nick Kyrgios has a track record for this. And what I can't understand is, why is tennis acting like they need this guy? He is embarrassing to your sport. He undermines the credibility of your sport. And what Roger Federer said is true. That is unbecoming behavior. And oh, by the way, it hasn't been the best week for U.S. Open umpires, because you had them flagging outfits, acting like sports bras were about to be the end of the world, and now you have them openly trying to give pep talks and coaching players in order to be professional. This is just a bad look for everybody.
You know what is a bad look?
What's that?
That Amps wedgie.
Oh, that wedgie. Wow, Papi was really in there.
There we are. There you are.
That was a bad look. We did miss that.
There, huh?
We did miss that. Not my father, though. He's there for your every wedgie experience.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Third string for the Patriots after Brady and Hoyer, and there we go.
A little trickeration.
Yes, it's not just a little trickeration. It is fourth quarter, 4 minutes remaining trickeration to seal the game.
Computer, execute 12.4p operation.
Optimizing algorithm. Running encryption packet alpha. Night. Oh, I don't feel so good.
What is it, computer?
Is it hot in here? It feels hot in here. I feel a little clammy. I should lie down or something.
A computer with a virus? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Those oysters Rockefeller were a mistake.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Time to play the game that is excited for another long weekend away from Dan. Do you question?
You give us the topics and events, and we question them.
Jemele likes Dad's jokes a little too much at my expense.
Do you question if this is surprising?
This is from preseason football last night. This is a 7th round pick. He's quarterback from LSU, Danny Etling. Let's see what happens here. He's third string for the Patriots after Brady and Hoyer, and there we go.
A little trickeration.
Yes, it's not just a little trickeration. It is fourth quarter, 4 minutes remaining trickeration to seal the game. The Giants bit on the run. That guy would go 12-4 for the Patriots if Tom Brady got hurt.
Well, he ran a 4.76 at the combine, so you see that blazing speed right there on display.
All right, but that Giants defense, man, come on, somebody, play the last 70 yards.
It's preseason football, Dan.
Let me see number 29 again. What's going on with number 29? Cornerback on the... Look at oh, there it is. Yeah. I believe we found out whose responsibility that was. And number 29 for the Giants will not be playing for the Giants in a week.
You know, for all the years I have been watching the NFL, I have never seen Brady, running like that.
That's true. We've never seen that.
11 years in the league can still...
Oh,
what do we have here?
Here it is. Is Bobby going to be proven wrong? Oh! He is not going to be proven wrong. That right there is where
so accurate.
Tom Brady's scrambling ended. Right there. Dear God. That would get someone suspended for 7 years from the league right now. 7 straight years.
And his helmet flew off.
What? Tom Brady? How dare you
He was
touch our beloved calf that way?
Man, wow. Do you question if this is surprising?
Last time we saw Phil Mickelson on this show, he was dancing. He was dancing very poorly as part of some sort of campaign for golf balls not hitting you. And, there it is. Very Matrix-like there.
Oh, not the centipede.
Yeah, that right there is sensual in nature. What do we have here, though? Is he now still defending himself with his body? Is that what he's doing? Oh, Chris O'Donnell, look at that. Are you surprised by the open hips of an amazing Phil Mickelson?
I'm more surprised that Chris O'Donnell would let him do this, because so much can go wrong there. He could have given him a concussion, kicked him in the forehead.
That is exactly how I imagine parties at Phil Mickelson's house ending.
I don't know. He got nothing on Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Is it true that you can leap over a chair from a standing position?
It depends on the size of the chair. I'll cheat a little bit.
Whoa!
there you have it.
Whoa, my father was totally right.
That's
Look
right.
at the marvelous decathlete, Bill Gates.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No wonder he conquered the world.
That's right.
What?
Do you question if this is surprising?
Oh, there seems to be a certain redundancy in the do you questions today. A Wisconsin defensive lineman is 336 pounds. He is at the beach. Is this going to be one of those amazing things where this guy is able to do something athletic that 300-pound people shouldn't? Yes, of course it is. There it is. 300-pound people. Backflip? No.
No way.
No.
Oh my
No.
goodness.
You watch your head.
He sticks the landing in
the landing.
in the sand.
Like a tiny 45-pound gymnast who's 320 pounds heavier than that.
It might be the most athletic thing I've ever seen.
Ever.
Well, I have seen more surprising athleticism from a guy weighing more than 300 pounds.
Is this at my expense? It is. I
There
knew
we go.
it. You mother. I knew it.
Yes, big truck. That's it.
I wasn't 300
That's
pounds.
right.
I caught up to the truck, and then I became 300 pounds.
That never gets old. It never gets.
Do you question this kitten athleticism?
All right, let's question the athleticism of a kitten. Is it a kitten? Is it a cat? Is it a baby cat? What do we got here?
No. Come here.
Oh, there it is. There it is. The Mario Chalmers of the cat world, thinking the athleticism is more than it is.
Just this close, this
But
close,
dream
almost.
big, kittens.
Well, I don't know. I think that I have seen worse.
Oh, is this the fat orange one? I know
Oh,
it.
I've never seen this. I've never seen this.
I've memorized these videos. Look at this. Here we go.
Oh,
Here
don't
we
do
go.
it. Don't
Here you
do
go,
it.
Jemele.
Don't do
He's got
it.
it. Oh, there it is.
See, dogs would not receive this treatment. I feel like you guys are unnecessarily biased against cats.
Because dogs aren't an idiot like that one is, clearly.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that hates saying goodbye. See or no?
You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or not.
Saturday on NBC, number 14 Michigan and number 12 Notre Dame.
Oh, we have missed you, football. Now, these two coaches, we all thought these two teams were going to be better, but they're supposed to be good this year. Interested in everything happening in college football this weekend. How about you, Jemele? Are you intrigued?
Yes, I am intrigued, and mostly I'm trying to figure out what do I want to happen in this game, because I hate both of these teams. This is like choosing between being lit on fire and being hit by a bus. For now, I'll take being hit by a bus, so I'm rooting for Notre Dame beat Michigan.
I think you have to choose lit on fire there. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, no, I'm not intrigued at all. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm intrigued on the other game. I'm intrigued Miami and LSU, because that's going to be the game of the week. But Miami's going to come out, swinging like, you have never seen before. It's going to be a big blowout. It's going to be a hell of a blowout.
Oh, a big blowout and a hell of a blowout.
Do you notice my chain? I've been wearing this chain all show long. The chain? That's the turnover chain.
Ooh.
You know who invented this turnover chain? Manny
Diaz.
Diaz.
That's right.
Manny Diaz on my map.
Now you can see the turnover chain as opposed to before when he asked you and he was covering.
Tonight on ESPN, the U.S. Open, Venus and Serena.
The earliest they've met in 20 years. You don't get them playing this early in a tournament. I'm told we have a preview, but I don't trust the producers of our show to actually preview things seriously. Is it a legitimate preview?
Report because this was going
on. Yeah, see, of course. See, I told you that is not a preview of Venus and Serena. I mean, I don't know what this is. This is gratuitous is how I would describe it. Doesn't have anything to do with tennis, but now it does. Now it does. When you reach in there through there, boom, boom. Yes, that shouldn't have been allowed on Disney Air. And then at the end, a flourish from the tongue uncomfortably. Jemele, are you intrigued?
Is fat meat greasy? Yes, I am intrigued. I can't wait to watch the sisters square off.
Fat meat is greasy. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? Venus against Serena? Oh, I'm telling you something. Serena got the number on Venus. She has won 8 of the last 10 matches.
Ooh.
But this time it's going to be different. This time the underdog is going to set the rule and is going to win that big match. It's going to be Venus all the way.
What is setting the rule? Do you know what setting the rule is? He said that she is going to set the rule, and it just seemed like words together that don't make any sense.
That's right.
Okay, very good.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We will miss Jemele around here. Thank you for watching. Enjoyed our time with her this week.
Well, Jemele, I got something for you.
You do? I'm not shaking your hand.
No, you don't have to
okay.
shake hands.
No handshakes here. Look at this. It's not happy birthday, but Jemele, we're very grateful that she has spent this time here with us. So we're getting her a cake of some sort to celebrate.
You got to keep it away from them.
I got it! We tricked her with cake!
With cake? What? You're an assassin! You're officially the worst person in the world, Papi! I'm gonna sleep under this desk. I hate you all! I hate you all!